Welcome to the 100 Master Coaches series featuring master coaches from around the world. Let's journey together on this 100 Master Coaches series with your host, Coach Mel, MCC. Mónica Albuja is a master certified coach, a businesswoman, and a leadership executive coach. With previous business experience for more than 20 years holding senior positions, Mónica over the last decade has worked with many top executives and their teams to increase their professional and personal impact towards a well-balanced state of mind. Now on to the show.
Hello, and welcome to the 100 Master Coaches show. This is Coach Mal, and today we have special guests all the way from Madrid, Spain. Please welcome Mónica Albuja. Woo! Welcome to the show, Mónica.
Thank you, Mel. It's like a total privilege to be here with you and all the audience.
The privilege is mine. We're going to jump straight into the interview. I would love to know how your coaching journey began.
Yeah, Mel. Wow, it was like 11 years ago, and it was totally unexpected because I finished my relation with the corporation I worked for in that time, and in which I was, or my role was corporate marketing director. And in that moment, I didn't know what to do, what's going next. So I was obsessed in that moment with how to manage people, how to manage team. But Mel, in a remote way, because I was traveling the world, I was in charge of 1,500 people around the globe. So for me, it was crazy. It was like a BlackBerry and the time of BlackBerries and a trolley.
I remember that.
Yeah. So I remember that I don't know what to do in my life. So it's like, okay, I want to do an MBA. It was like the next step. Yeah. So I contacted a friend of a friend who was like ex-Merrill Lynch, VP, and he suddenly becomes a coach. And and I asked him to do coaching. So he said, okay, let's take a coffee and see what's going on here, Monica. Yeah. And after the coffee, he told me, you know what? You don't need to be in coach. You need to do the master in coaching. It's like, what?
Wow.
That reply that you never expect. So yeah, because you're going to learn how to lead people, how to manage teams and things like that in an MBA, in a regular MBA, you're not going to. So it was fun as well because I had to travel to Chile, Colombia, and Mexico to do this first master in coaching.
Wow. And
I say yes to the experience. And after that, I realized I found out something that I was passionate about. It was serving the others to be better professional, to be better persons, or to have a better world in terms of culture or organizations. So that's how everything began for me.
Yeah. I know. We've had a chat, I remember, Mónica, and you told me that you started off, as you said, in marketing. And that's quite similar to me as well, because I have that marketing background as well. I would love to know how a wonderful marketeer like you get into coaching, right? Because obviously that is a big jump. But first and foremost, a marketeer, a world-class marketeer on top of that, who was globetrotting, I believe. I remember you telling me. So tell us a little bit about that story, right?
Yeah, I started when I didn't even almost finish my degree in marketing and communication. I started working directly into Coca-Cola. So for a kid, a team on the marketing area, working on the early 20s, for Coca-Cola was like a dream come true.
Yeah.
And I was there, and then I jumped to P&G doing cosmetics.
Yes.
And it was great. And after that, I went directly to the alcohol area, And then I was marketing director. Well, I started as a senior brand manager, and then I got the marketing manager role on the company in Spain. And then after that, I directly jumped as a corporate marketing director at Melia Hotels. And it was a really challenge for me. I was the youngest person on the department, taking care of like 50 people in a direct way, and 1,500 in an indirect way. So my leadership and communication skills has to be very, very, very different in that time, because there were too many things to do and to organize and to how can I say, to establish routines, to establish like an organization, not only in terms of marketing plan, but also in terms of how we can work together and how we can improve our relations to become a better team, and to create disruption, and to create improvements on the revenue as well, because everything was revenue in that company. So, well, and at the same time, they want the brand image. They want it all, but the focus was the revenue. So yeah, it was like high exercise for me of upskilling and reskilling my team skills and also minds. And it was alone. I have to do it, or to did it by myself. So that's why I was asking me every time how, and that's how I found out my response.
Thank you for that. And after meeting the coach, you were saying, right, and he encouraged you to take on coaching. Right. Let's go down slightly deeper into that moment. I'm sure there's a little bit of trepidation, a little bit of that. Can I do it? You've been a successful marketer, but there's this whole new space of learning this new skill set, working with people. I guess what I'm getting at is, what was that inner voice telling you so that you could make that jump?
Yeah, it was, don't think about it, just do what you want to do. I mean, yeah, was like a call. Yeah, it's true. It was something crazy now in that moment, because I finished my master degree in coaching, and when I finished, I say, okay, that's great. And all my partners or my colleagues, they continue doing what they've been doing as like managers, or they quit and they start their new role as a coach. And I say, no. I love what I've done before. I don't have to quit. I mean, I love communications. I love marketing, but I also love this new thing I just discovered. So with two different proposals of coming back to the marketing world in front of me, facing a crisis, the 2008 crisis. At the same time, I say, no, I'm going to indulge myself. I'm going to give me the opportunity to test, not to try, to test.
To test.
To test what's going on here if I do what I want, and see what's going on. So in that moment, I say, okay, I love marketing, I love coaching, so I mix both, and I create my own company, and that was amazing. I mean, that's a huge marketing exercise I've ever done in my life, because it was for me. I just follow that inner voice that you mentioned before, and here I am.
Wonderful. I would love to know your early days. So in your first couple of years, maybe you want to tell us a little bit about that journey.
Yeah. It was amazing because I was so curious about. I want to in that moment. I want like food. No, I want to nurture myself.
Yeah.
So I have like a really really focused plan on which I have to be trained for. So I understood the ontological part of the
Yeah.
coaching,
Yeah.
and I want to develop different areas on the ontological side. I have the communications area, so it was check, and I want to go into the body and movement and the emotional thing. So my second degree was the senior level of the ontological coaching area, focusing on the emotional and the body and movement. And after that, I went directly into the business because it's like, okay, I have this huge base that is great, but I have to work with companies.
Yeah.
So what they demand? They demanded teams, team management, and so then I put all the force on the management of the leadership and the team coaching as well. So I was really 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 focused on training, but training with a purpose, with a goal, because I want to have like a great base to work with people, but working with teams as well, and using the different coaching perspective of managing a team coaching process as well. I think these were my 2 first years working on my training, working on my knowledge, meeting a lot of coaches, asking a lot of questions about how everything works on the coaching in that time world, and also focus on the clients as well. To promote my methodology and to promote my way of working, my unique way of working with them, and to spread that. So these were my 2 first years of path of coaching path. Yeah.
Got it. I want to ask how different coaching 10 years ago and now, right? Obviously, even in place like Spain, coaching has come from this level of awareness into now a higher level of awareness. And I guess there are more coaches in the market as well. In your point of view, what are some of the shifts that you have seen through the years in Spain or even in Europe?
Yeah, thank you for this question, because it's just really important to understand from where we starting in Spain and now what's really going on. And on my point of view is 10 years ago, coaching was considered like a luxury tool for these corporate high executives, and something like a luxury item. It's like, okay, I
Yes,
have
of
a
course.
coat, like, wow, I have like you know
Like
like
going
some very
shopping in
exclusive.
Milan. And there we
Yeah,
go.
yeah, something very exclusive. And 10 years later, the thing have changed a lot. Why? Because coaching is more popular on the corporate area, on the business area, and it's been used not only for presidents or the boards. It's been used to improve, to support new talents, or middle management, or
That's right.
of course the CEO or the president as well. So it's been like a high increase of number of coaches, and there is like also like a different segmentation of coaches for everything. So I think the market is being defining on who is like a coach for executive clients, or who is a coach for parents, or for teens, or for schools, or for life purpose. So I think it's been a clarifying identification and segmentation of the market. As well, there is a lot of new coaches every day, every time. There is a highly number of coaching schools as well. So, and not only in the presence way or in the regular or standard way, but also online. So we have to do an effort to differentiate who is a real coach and who's not a coach, who has like a title of 24 hours, hey, I'm doing coaching. So
I hear you.
That's the point right now. We have to do a great effort to make our audience, to make our targets or potential clients what is a coach and what is not a coach as well.
Great opportunity, and then of course a great challenge, because the whole watered down of what a coach is, and I guess some misconceptions already in the market of number of coaches coming in and saying they can do this and they can do that. Would love to know, Monica, you have obviously associated yourself with the ICF. I'm not in particular here just to promote the ICF, but I would love to know your point of view, right? And perhaps in a localized way, how important is the ICF?
Yeah, it's like you've been described. I mean, I think many managers have done a coaching process or have done like a coaching program. So they know how important is ICF for coaches. Because coaching is like a new discipline. And so companies need insurance, like a secure thing to promote like the great coaching on the company. So I think it's like to be defined as an ICF coach means that you have a credential that say that you have like a high standards in high standard in doing coaching. At least you have an experience. At least you have an experience, a proof experience working with clients. So that's great, because it means you have that quality that other coaches don't have. So for companies in Spain, it's very important. And nowadays, almost every business, every company I know, they ask you about what's your credential into
that's beautiful.
the ICF, or even if you're applying for like program of coaching for a lot of different targets into a company, they say we want ACC for this level of seniority. We want PCC, and PCCs with more than 500 hours, or we want MCCs, of course, for the highest level of the company. So it's great, because now they do understand the importance of the credentialing, and like an insurance of saying, yes, I have a great coach working with you.
Food for thought, and obviously love to be hearing that the organizations in Spain are starting, or rather have inculcated the importance of the regulation part of our industry. That's beautiful. Monica, over the last number of years, you've been a coach, right? It's been more than a decade, of course. What would be your top 3 insights that you would like to share with us today?
Well, I was thinking about this reflection, and it's like, I think the first insight is you have to have, and it's a must, you have to have a purpose.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You have to have a purpose to work as a coach, because become a coach is not like any other profession. So if you don't have a purpose on your coaching profession, you're lost. You will be lost. And for me, I think that our actions become our way of life, but we need to understand where is our focus or purpose, and as well which values are going to drive this purpose. We can increase our awareness of life purpose and awareness of value hierarchy as well. We need to. The more we develop our awareness of the interconnection of all, the more we are going to spread our ability to be a wise and effective change agent. I mean, we all have an impact on our life, the first thing, on the others, on our lives, clients, companies, and also the world. So we need to have a purpose. That's the first thing.
That's so good.
To clarify where to go. I mean, when you finish your coaching training, it's like, okay, and what's next? Okay, if you don't have a purpose, there is no next. There is something that you don't know how to do and where to start from. And that's one of the first insight that I have. Nice. Then the second, following this, if you want to work as a coach, first, you have to train your entrepreneurial mindset. It's not only about expanding your training as a coach, it's also about learning how to create business of coaching. So this is very important. If you're not ready to develop your entrepreneurial or business mindset, okay, you can choose to go into a corporation to be like an internal coach or to work for, I don't know, maybe like a consultant coaching business. So that's why it's so important. First, you have the purpose, and then you understand if you have this or not mindset in order to make you feel comfortable and in order to simplify your coaching life. So this is my second insight, because I train coaches in an ACTP program, and when they finish, it's like, okay, what's going next? I want to,
so true.
And that, and it's like, okay, I want to, now I have this knowledge, and I want to do NLP, or I want to do systemic coaching. It's like, okay, you can spread your knowledge, your training, but at the same time, hello, where are the clients? So this is my second insight. And nice. And the third one that is so important for me, and in terms of the pragmatical or the coaching area, for me is as a coach, the key is to be in present. To be in presence means that you are working with the nothing. You are working with what is emerging. You're increasing your way of listening to the present, not with the interpretation you're doing, listening to the other, because if you do that, you're not listening, you're listening yourself. And the key is the presence, is working with the nothing, working with the silence, working with just being there with your client and for your client, in order to increase the powerful of your questioning, increase the listening, how you listen in different levels to your client, focus on what he or she want to achieve on the session. And for me, being present is the key, is the mother of everything in coaching. So this is my third insight.
That's so beautiful, Monica. And I love how you put it, right? The first being the purpose, and then tying it with the value that you bring. I like to wrap it up with the value, because entrepreneurial business and all that is some sort of value, and to know the value that you bring linked to that purpose. Yeah. And then lastly, of course, it's the presence, as you say. Yeah, that's so beautiful. I would love to ask you about that, because the presence, it's something that on one side, young coaches are trying to grasp, it's like something that is not really tangible, right?
It's true.
What would you say would be some handles so that they can find their way to be more present with their clients?
Well, this is a question of time. That's the first thing. So
Yeah, so
relax
good.
and take it
Yeah,
easy. That's the first thing.
breathe.
And and yeah, and be realistic. I mean, you can do this in 1 hour after your
Yeah.
first training, or your second, or your third, or your fourth. It's a question of time. It's a question of practice. It's a question of
Mm,
expertise, and you're going to get it through your experience. I mean, doing coaching, making
yeah,
coaching.
yeah.
So this is the first thing. And then, like, to improve the presence, I mean, you have to work a lot of with yourself.
Hmm.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
a
you
big
have.
one.
Yeah, that's the first one now. Because if you
Wow.
don't work on your presence, not only for your work, for your
Yeah,
coaching session, I
yeah.
mean, there is no match.
Mm,
So it's very important that you work with yourself each
yeah.
day,
Mm,
developing your presence. And it's important that you work with yourself previously on the session. You can, for example, do like some kind of breathing exercises. You can also put some inspirational music just to be in presence.
yeah.
You can recitate a mantra if you're that kind of people. You can also, for example, do like a short meditation
Mm,
before your coaching session,
yeah.
or even if you're. This is so funny because you can do every time and every day. If you're surrounded by a lot of people, I don't know. Now it's a little bit complicated, but we can do at least. Um,
I
for
understand.
example, imagine you're in a restaurant with your friends
Mm,
or with someone, and you're talking with that people or what with this person, and at the
yeah.
same time there are a lot of conversations surrounding yourself. So try to listen to the other conversation at the same time you are listening to your conversation.
Mm.
So that will train your quality of presence as well, listening deeper and deeper and deeper to
Yeah.
go and clarify much more the listening. So
Wow.
yeah, it's a question of time. Present is a question of
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But the first thing is to start working with yourself every day.
Mm. Thank you, Monica. I actually am reminded of what I did today earlier. I told you in the pre-show that I had a presentation with one of the ICF chapters. And what I did was I looked at the clock and I'm like, I have 1 hour and 15 minutes to the session. I was thinking of going for a run, but then I'm saying, no, the run would it will change the presence that I will be bringing. So I thought deeper and I said, what would be the kind of presence that I would need to be bringing to the session? And it's the walking type. So I went for a walk. It was a nice walk. The sun was up, even though it's autumn here in Melbourne. The sun was up. It was quite chilly, but I walked for 20, 25 minutes. Beautiful. And I came back and I was so ready for the session. Yeah. Thank you for bringing that to mind on what I just did today, actually, to
Yeah,
prepare.
we are connected now. See? Thanks to you.
Obviously, it's been a tough year for everyone last year, the year of 2020. And I know this recording will go beyond and people be wondering, what are they talking about? Hopefully, in years to come, right? But that was the year, 2020, last year, that changed the whole world.
It's true.
What do you think is the coach's response to a changing world that we're facing? And I guess the context is, how brave must the coaches be to face this new world that we're living today?
That's a great question. And yeah, maybe you know what I was thinking about at the same time I was reflecting that maybe it's not only about doing something, it's how we serve.
Wow.
How we serve to have a better world right now, to help the others to understand, to help the others, or maybe to support the others to redesign the world, to be partners of the transformation that the humanity needs right now, to start living in a different mood, not way, mood. I mean, this is all about our emotions and how these emotions impact and the actions or in our quality of thoughts we have. And seeing that about like our power to create our reality, we are very capable of support others to do that. How? Again, starting from ourselves. We have to embody. I don't know, it's like a brave coaching mindset, but we have to embody purpose, coaching mindset. We have to embody leadership, a new leadership mindset. And we have to start from the beginning, questioning that there is no think out of the box, because there is no box anymore. So we have to restart again, but not thinking like we used to. We have to understand a new way of thinking, and we can create that every day. We can stretch our vision to go further the previous limits, because that's what innovation is, to disrupt where the limits are. And we have no limits right now. We can see there are no limits.
It's true.
So we have to take advantage of that and define a great purpose and go for that, choosing opportunities, creating opportunities, and starting thinking about, yes, we can do again. We can be a hero.
That's so beautiful. I just sensed the emotions when you were sharing that. And it doesn't feel like I'm in a different place from you, Monica, even though we are thousands of miles away.
It's true.
But this resonance, this similar heartbeat for the same. And yeah, it's an encouragement for the coaching community to truly rise up and partner, as you say, partner the limitless potential.
Yeah. That's all about. And see the bright side of life at the same time.
Yeah. Monica. Yes. What is the future of coaching looking like in your mind's eye?
Okay. I think it's going to be very brilliant. You know, in 2019, coaching business only in USA was more than $30 billion. Only USA. And it's increasing at 20% compared to the 2018. So, okay, we have the 2020, but coaching still go on. I mean, we went from the present sessions to the digital, to the virtual one. So, I mean, it's still going on. So I think it's going to be a brilliant future for coaching. I think it's going to be very different because it's going to, one thing is going to be segmented in different specialities. So it's going to be a niche market. That's going to be the first thing, that not all the coaches are going to be just coaches. They're going to be expert in whatever coaching they're going to be. So that's the first trend I see. The second is going to be virtual, much more than in person. I mean, that's great. Because it is assured that the coaching process is being doing and is working at the same level that in presence. So that's great. And also something that is coming, it's not here, but it's like a long-term trend, is the artificial intelligence. So we'll see how is working with machines, or how machines can be like a coach. I mean, it's not here, but it's something to think about it. For example, Microsoft acquires Nuance Communication. They are like a very focused company on artificial intelligence and voice talk. They develop, for example, Siri, like an assistant. So why not? We can think about like a Siri as a coaching assistant as well. Not for like a general coaching session, but like tools or things like that, like coaching tools, coaching skills, things like that. So I guess the future coaching also will be developed in that way. I mean, it came. So yeah, I think these three trends will shape the future of coaching.
And that obviously will impact the way we do coaching in the world. And I hear so many things, right, in the markets. People saying, "Oh, you need to be an author. You need to have programs. You need to have this and that, and this tools and that." And for a coach in the market, perhaps even a younger coach, it can be confusing. What are your thoughts on that? What could be the focus, right, of this person coming in? Because it's a crazy world there.
It's true. It's true. It's a crazy world where everyone is almost a coach, or if not, they do coaching. So yeah, I can imagine what a mess right now. But what I normal suggest my youngest clients in supervision, or my students, is like, okay, let's go and do relations. It's time to create like a relational intelligence right now. It's time to start talking with the people you want. with the people that you have an interest in, into the company or wherever. It's not. It's time to talk, and now, okay, you don't have to be an author or a speaker or whatever, but you have to talk to your audience, and how? Okay, you have social media. Maybe you don't know who is the president of EY, but you can link to him through LinkedIn, or you can link to your audience through your Instagram direct, or you can create a podcast. So it's time to talk. It's time to talk about your value. So that's why it's so important to know what's your purpose.
That's right.
Because if not, what are you going to talk about? And with who are you going to connect? You have to connect with people that has the same value, the same purpose of you to create something together. So it's time to talk. It's time to show your audience what's your value as a coach and as a person. But you have to talk. You have to say it. You have to communicate that. And you have different ways, a lot of different ways to do that. But start doing, and don't think you can't do it because it's the first time you're going to do that. That's a massive and huge mistake. Okay, it's like, no, it's very difficult, but have you ever done before? No. So how you know that?
Yes.
You know? It's always the same. It's like start from the optimistic place. It's what we were talking about before.
So
we have to be very optimistic. We don't have to deny it, but we have to be optimistic. I'm going to try. No, if you try things, you're not going to get anything. At least test, experience, and then see what's going on. Maybe it wasn't so bad.
Absolutely. Yeah. Put it to the test. Start somewhere, I'm hearing, right? And of course, start within yourself. Start with your call, your purpose, the inner voice within you, and make that voice known so that you'll be speaking consistently and purposefully on the things that is important to you. That's beautiful. I'm going to ask you a challenging question, Monica. If you could do it all over again, it's like going back in time and changing things. What do you think you would change for your coaching journey?
I will choose better.
Tell me more.
Yeah, I will. I will have learn how to choose better. Yeah, how to choose better a partner, how to choose better strategies, business strategies. Yeah, that's what I will do differently. Yeah.
Nice. And if I may go slightly deeper, give me one example of that, if it's okay with you.
Yeah, for example, in my case, it's not also about going deeper. It's going also about higher.
Wow.
Yeah, it's not about going deeper into expertise or knowing or wisdom. It's about how I make this that I now know higher, and how this contribute to impact the rest. And how I consistently have to maintain that. Because I was so focused, I was telling you, and very honestly, I was so focused on, as I say, behind the screen.
Yeah.
And I have to balance that.
Yeah. Thank you. You've shared quite a bit of your wisdom, and I'm thankful. And for the ones that are coming in fresh, and I know you have a coaching school just like me, we are faced with new, fresh coaches coming in. What would be that master wisdom that you want to leave for these young people coming in today?
Connect with your inner self and stop questioning about the rest. And from that space, you will do coaching for sure. So it's very simple, and at the same time, very powerful and challenging, because you have to reconnect with something that you almost forgot, and take out a lot of thoughts and beliefs and blah 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 in your mind, to go just deeper into your heart. That's where the coaching, the greatest coaching, belongs. And it's not about your guts or going deeper into what happened. No, come on. And that's not useful anymore. So yeah, you have to reconnect with that quality of energy, and expand that. So that's the legacy I want to create, is from the place, from the right place, you can be an excellent person, and you can be an excellent coach. Because if you're not an excellent person, you can be or work like an excellent whatever. Without heart, we're dead. So we need to reconnect with that kind of powerful and mysterious as well area or a space, and then see how is to create from there.
And I'm curious, Monica, as you say that, what is that heartfelt legacy that you are wanting to leave behind?
Be kind, forget and forgive. That's all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's time for our final question for the night, or at least for me, it's the day for you. What is the powerful question that you want to leave with the audience today?
I have many different questions, but I
Sure.
choose one, and it's, what will happen if you can design yourself from the future?
That's so amazing. Let us hear that question again.
Yeah, what will happen if you can design yourself from the future? who will you become in this moment?
So good. So good. Thank you. So
You're
much
welcome.
wisdom. This is a time where I invite you, Monica, to share with us some handles, different ways that we can come in contact with you.
Yeah, sure, Mel. So you can email me. You can also contact me through LinkedIn or through Instagram or also through my website as well. So yeah, anytime you need, please go ahead. It's Mónica Albuja, and you can check myself on my website or on the LinkedIn.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Any last thoughts that you want to leave behind right now before we say goodbye?
Thoughts. Before we say, well, first thing, thank you, Mel.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah. It was great to have this beautiful conversation, talking about legacy, about future, and about wisdom, and I think about hope. So the first thing is a huge thank you to make me feel so comfortable and so nice to share my unique point of view, and yeah, that's great to have this space to do that. And as a thoughts, I mean, we have a great opportunity to improve ourselves, to make ourselves better, to create a better world, and to stop complaining everything and start creating everything.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I think it's a huge opportunity for everyone. And if you don't know how, just ask a coach. We are all there for that. So yeah, ask for help. Yeah, you're not alone. Ask for help. We'll see how we can work together. But yeah, well, we are, all the coaching community is here to support everyone. So please,
that's right.
Tell us, say it. Yeah.
We'll be there. We'll be there.
We'll be there. We'll be there.
Wonderful. And with that, I say thank you once again, Monica. This has been the 100 Master Coaches show. Yeah, we'll see you on the next one. Take care and bye for now.
You have been watching the 100 Master Coaches series with your host, Coach Mel, MCC. Brought to you by Catalyst Coach. www.catalystcoach.live. We will be right back with our next Master Coach on the 100 Master Coaches series.